Good evening, everyone. This is Professor D, and I just wanted to check in with everybody related to the work that's been going on and the work that is ahead of you. As you know, we have about a month left in the semester, and I want to make sure that everybody's where they need to be. I gave you guys a little bit of a reprieve last week to focus on finishing up your group project work. Some of you came back around, some of you um, didn't. So, this is really the time where you need to make a decision to either complete previous assignments or deal with the consequences. You know, there are some things in life that you have control over, and there's some things that you don't. Turning in your work, you have absolute control over. And if you don't, then you should let me know so that we can work through it. That being said, when it comes to group work, you are responsible to your group members, your teammates, and you shouldn't just leave them high and dry. You should do your part. So that's the last I'm going to say about it. I will, if you haven't already heard from me, just check your email box. I've reached out to anyone I felt needed to be reached out to. Okay, so it doesn't look like we have enough students to do a field trip, which is unfortunate. So what I'm going to do is just have an open invitation for a couple of field trips to round out the semester. If you'd like to join, you are welcome. They are generally food and beverage related. And if not, just keep an eye open for field trips that I offer for next semester. I usually offer far more in the spring because I have a little bit more lead time to work on them. We are going to Barclay Center on the 26th at 1 p.m. I personally won't be there, but Dr. G will be going. I helped set it up, and it is a VIP hospitality field trip. So if you're interested in how they do things, email me and I'll get you on the list to be able to attend. You need to be on the list to get through security. So all of your folders for the rest of the semester are open. Every assignment is available. There's even extra credit available. So please look through it. If you are missing assignments, please get them in. Every day that you don't turn in an assignment, you are losing points. That's really, the simplest way to look at it. But I did want to give you a couple of notes in addition to what I've just shared. I wanted to talk about the beverage jobs assignment. I really want to give kudos to some of you who went beyond the basics of Craigslist. And I know Craigslist is very good, and I believe wholeheartedly in Craigslist. But if you didn't go beyond Craigslist, you're missing out on a whole other world when it comes to beverages. BevNet is just one of many websites that talks about opportunities to work within the area of brewing or working at a vineyard or being a brand ambassador, something along those lines. There we go. A little bit more light. So if you didn't look at BevNet, if you didn't look at those types of jobs, please take a moment and look there, because I assure you, outside of being a faculty member, the best job I've ever had in my life was being a brand ambassador. My job was to go to the best clubs, bars, and restaurants, and hotels, and I mean, that's a really good job. And it was fun, and and I have to appreciate that role because it led me to becoming a faculty member. So not a bad deal. Some of you found great jobs. Some of you found things in distribution, brewing, ambassadors, like I mentioned. Gabriella got scared by business math, and I want to assure you all, if you're a brand ambassador, the business math that you're doing is really just looking at volume and projections. It's not that difficult, so I know you can do it, Gabriella. And a few of you found the Lord hobo brewer job, which is meaning you're going to the same source, which is good. As far as tastings go, this is where I have the most notes. Looking at the last two tasting assignments, um, I was really happy to read about Jonathan's experience meeting a good bartender. Um, at first, I was a little annoyed because the bartender charged Jonathan for each shot, but then at the end gave him a little bit back. So I was happy about that. You know, if you really introduce yourself well and you establish what it's for, a lot of the bartenders are going to hook you up, which is good. Now, obviously, if you didn't do alcohol, you're not going to a bartender, but there are some neat experiences there too. The ones that stick out to me are Matthew and Angel. Matthew was talking about peach flavored iced tea and really used some great terms. My favorite was explosive. That was really good. And Angel made a good point about quality and health in terms of the decisions that people are making for beverages. They're looking for healthier options, and I think that's important. And we'll keep that in mind. The brand that she was talking about was Simply Apple, or that maybe that was the flavor for that particular brand. And Ronald reminded me of an important fact. When brands like vodka appear similar in quality, yet their pricing is different, sometimes the gap is their marketing budgets. So if Grey Goose is charging a lot more, but seems to be at the same level with another brand, it's because Grey Goose is spending a whole lot more money for you to believe that it's a better brand. And they're doing promotions and they're doing endorsements and doing all these different things. Beyond that, any other? Oh yeah, Gabriella described LaCroix as the most satisfying brand, and I really just love the way that she phrased that, because satisfying brand satisfaction can mean so many different things, and I think it's not just flavor. It's a little bit of branding. It's a little bit of marketing. It could be the ingredients, and so that whole satisfaction. I really like the way that she described it. So that's a little bit about the tastings. You have one last tasting, a third tasting that you can do for extra credit if you enjoy the process. And I would just encourage you to do a different category than what you've done before. So that's all I have for you right now. If you have any questions, please let me know. Go through all the modules for the next couple weeks, and you will see exactly what needs to be done. And I have to remind you, make sure that you get your food protection certificate, which means that you have to study and then you have to schedule an exam. Now, depending on where you are in New York, that might be easier or more difficult. There is a place in Manhattan that does it, but they don't do it every week. So I included a link in the most recent folder, so make sure that you take a look at that. All right, have a good week or so before Thanksgiving. And again, if you need anything, please let me know. All right, take care. Bye-bye.